I think a signature story, you can get a really good signature story done in 2 minutes. And I know this because I've clocked them, you know. And what's good about a signature story, whether it's 2 minutes or 30 seconds, is that it's going to be more than just that little one-liner or these throwaway phrases that most people do, you know. So a story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And if you decided not to do the whole story, you could do something like an anecdote, you know. Uh, an anecdote would be something that just happened when you woke up in the morning or happened on the way in the parking lot into the building, right? You saw an owl, right? That's an anecdote. I saw an owl on the way into the building. That's not a story. But you can also find ways to get stories to people. And this is another way of anchoring the relationship in a way that is going to be very useful to you later. You'll hear opportunities for this come up if you're in a waiting room, or you're in a buffet line, or the line at Starbucks, or you're in a chat room tonight, right? There'll be a lot of short, quick interactions, but somebody will have a chance to share something, and you'll find that that was really nutritious for you. That was a chance for them to actually show themselves and reveal something of themselves. Again, this "you can't hurt me" concept. Pretty cool. So signature stories are interesting. I'll tell you a quick story, and I'll use this story to illustrate what I'm talking about edging your way into a conversation. I am engaged to be married to the redhead, Renee Pothita. She's a lovely woman, and I am so happy about this. I was a single person for a long, long time. I came up, some of you who read my bio know that I came up through the music business. And I played bass guitar in a touring rock band, and we opened for bands like Rick Springfield and Corey Hart and Joan Jett. I don't know if you know any of these names, but we had a really, really good time, and I was enjoying myself as a single person. And as a single person in a band, right, I was fearless when it came to meeting people, not just women, but men too, coming off the stage, you know. And when my buddies and I used to go out on the weekends, and they were all single guys too, you know, we're trying to, I'm talking back now in my 20s, and maybe connect, you know, and make new friends, right? And and I was fearless, and I had no problem walking across the room to introduce myself to somebody, to a woman, right, and say hello. And you might remember back in high school, even at dances and stuff, you know, if you're with your guys and you're walking across all the way across the floor, they're watching you, right? They're going to get a report when you come back. It's going to be victory or defeat, right? And you walk all the way across the floor to that, you know, and you say to the girl, you know, would you like to dance, or whatever, you know, the question was. And if she said no, you came back to your buddies, you know, kind of slinked back. And if she said yes, you ended up going out to the dance floor, and then you go back to your buddies. But either way, your buddies are judging what's happening, right? And I developed this skill set partly because of the music business, because I was shy when I was a young man. But then I grew into this bravado almost, you know, of walking up and just saying hello to anybody. And my single friends used to ask me all the time, "How do you do that? How did you get so good at making a first impression?" And my answer to them was, and this is the punchline to this story, I think everybody wants to meet me. That's it. You know, it's not arrogant, it's just confidence. And I got it from being in the band. It turned out it was correct. Everybody wanted to meet the guys in the band. Just how it worked. And now, years after the music business, and Mary Howe is in the music business, so she can talk about this well in the same way. You know, everybody wants to meet the people in the band. We're in a kind of a celebrity worship culture. I think you'd all agree. And so even years after being out of the business, out of a band, I can still walk into a room like I'm going to do in Sioux Falls, South Dakota next week, a room of 400 people, whatever. I don't think it's going to be that because of COVID, but in non-COVID situation, there would be 400 people in the auditorium. And I could walk in the back door of that auditorium and start working the room, man, you know? Hi, my name's Michael Caruso. I'm visiting from Michigan. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming today. And again, it's a fantastic first impression. And people just love it. I mean, when's the last time the guest speaker introduced himself or herself to you before they started talking at an event? It's just a very unusual thing to do. But people love it because it's so unusual. So that's a signature story that I tell sometimes that illustrates this idea of the value of the first impression and how you can use it to your advantage.